All right, now it's time to come up with the best meal plan ever. And the best way to do that is to take all those sustainable foods that you wrote down in the bottom section of that pyramid in previous video, where we wrote down all the things that we are willing to eat, or maybe we made the shorter list of things we're not willing to eat. So as we've developed this list of foods that are sustainable, things that we're gonna eat, we have to be smart about what we're choosing. As I said previously, kind of made the joke about ice cream and gummy bears and things like that, which are all very delicious, but not very good quality foods. And we got to be thinking seriously about developing this menu. So the best way to do it is to categorize our proteins, our fats, and our carbohydrates out. And so make sure that you've watched the videos about what is a protein, what is a fat, and what is a carbohydrate, so you have a better understanding of that information. Now, we've got all of our proteins lined out. What I want you to do is to pick 3 or 4 proteins and just write them out at the top of a sheet of paper. So, you're gonna write steak, you're gonna write chicken, you're gonna write turkey, and maybe you put shrimp, okay? Now, if you hate any of those, obviously don't write them. Write the foods that you like. Maybe you're someone that just views themselves as super simple and you just like chicken and chicken with a capital C, and then chicken with no C, I don't know. But you've written chicken for everyone, that's great. But just remember, you're telling me that this is gonna be sustainable, that every meal you're gonna eat chicken. I don't think that's right. So make sure we have a little bit of variety. Now, underneath that, I want us to go ahead and list out a fat that we want to choose if we have a lean or a white protein. So fish, if we have fish, we wanna list out a fat. If we have chicken, we have turkey. But if we have beef or pork listed as one of our proteins, we're not gonna add a fat there because there's gonna be fat content in that meat, and we're just gonna count that for this meal, okay? So now we got proteins lined out, we got some fats underneath it. Now, here comes the fun part of really spicing up and really cutting some corners when it comes to developing a menu. So for example, we have chicken here. With our chicken, we decided to put olive oil because we're gonna cook our vegetables in olive oil for this, okay? Now we're gonna list out 1 cup of green or colored vegetable that we like, okay? So I'm gonna choose asparagus. So I'm gonna write asparagus, okay? Now I'm going to choose a complex carbohydrate to add with that asparagus. And for this example, I'm choosing white rice. So now I've created a menu that is chicken, olive oil for my vegetables, not vegetable oil, we don't want that. Asparagus, and then we have white rice, and that is a meal, okay? Boom, I've started making a meal plan, okay? I've started creating a menu for me to go grocery shopping off of. Now, from that, we can begin to do a couple things. One, we could just slide all of our proteins over, and now we have fish, asparagus, and rice with that olive oil as a cooking oil there, okay? Maybe we want to slide steak in there, okay? Now we have steak, we have our asparagus, we have our white rice. So now we've created 3 meals for this example by utilizing a different protein at each of those meals, okay? Obviously, these are all sustainable foods. These are just examples. This is literally, those are 3 meals that I eat because I really like those foods. So you can swap out now just the vegetable content in there. So say you want to move that asparagus out and you want to throw in bell peppers, or you want to put in Brussels sprouts. Great, so now you can have chicken, Brussels sprouts, and then your white rice. Now maybe you want to swap that rice out and you want to put in potatoes. So we're just switching out carbs, complex carbohydrates, switching out vegetables, switching out proteins. As you go through this, I suggest that you make at least 2 meals a week of the same stuff. Okay, now the reason I say that is it makes cooking a lot easier and food prep a lot easier, which is coming up in another video. But go ahead and build out for somewhere in the neighborhood of 4 to 6 meals that are gonna be your proteins, your fats, and your carbohydrates, and interchanging them just a little bit. You do want some variety, but you also wanna keep it simple and sustainable. So keep that in mind as you're doing this. All right, after you're finished with this video, pause the playlist and don't move on to the next video until you've completely written out your menu. This is critical for your success when you go grocery shopping and success for yourself. You're listing your sustainable foods, you're moving out your proteins, you're moving around your veggies, you're moving around your complex carbs. So before you move on, get all these meals listed and then click on the next video, which is grocery shopping.